So out onto the circuit come then the next of the seniors, this being Group C against Group D, and the way they all line up after that qualifying session yesterday is as follows. It's going to see Ben Waldridge, who did get the quickest time initially at the end of qualifying, but that was disallowed due to some reason, so he now drops down to this group, but will start this race from pole position. He's got Jana Gewurz alongside. Row 2 lines up with our championship leader Brett Ward and Christopher Chennai, who finished 10th in the Euro Series last year. Third on the third row of the grid is going to be Noah Ruvers with Daniel Stell for company. Row 4 then sees Roberto Manducci with Sebastian de Grande. Row 5 lines up with the Austrian, which is Nicholas Scholl, another championship contender. Coming to this final round, he lies third in the championship, will start 9th on the grid, and he's got Manuel Gallifrey-Torna alongside. Row 6 lines up with David Remy, joining us this weekend, the Swede. He's got Isaac Baltonen alongside. Row 7 has another Swede, which is Hugo Andersson, and Tom Nippers is on the outside of row 7. And the final row of the grid is going to be Patrick Nasher with Dimitri Fick in cart 284 to round out the 16 runners within this group for the seniors. So Ben Waldridge definitely a place to look for the race win. He was very quick yesterday, and his time was for some reason disallowed, but he only got put down to third place because that was his next best time, which was a 50.463. Behind him or alongside him on the grid, but behind him in qualifying was Jana Gewurz. His time was a 50.488 at the end of the 7-minute session, which was short and sharp yesterday compared to the 15-minute practice sessions they had in the daytime, and they had a 15-minute warm-up session this morning. And at the end of that warm-up session, I can just inform you that the quickest person was Jordan Brown Nutley, 107.6. Jori van Splinteren was up there, we've just seen him out in that previous race, and Jana Gewurz was 4th, with Ben Waldridge quite a way down. He was outside the top 10 in 14th place. So he struggled this morning, but let's see how he gets on in this one. 11 laps to look forward to for the seniors, which gets underway now as they storm down to the first corner straight away. Ben Waldridge pulling across to try and get into the lead, which he does to defend from the rest of the pack, and Brett Ward has been hung out dry there. He was second for a time, but all of a sudden through into second place has come the next of the runners, which is 266. So right up there with him is the machine of Christopher Chennai, and in the mix as well there looked to be the machine as well of Noah Rubens. Looks like Noah's had a good start, so we'll see how they all play out. Jana Gewurz is there or thereabouts inside the top 4 places, but Brett Ward was the one who got shuffled back as they headed through the first corner, but he's going to be inside the top 4 as he tries for a move now to get on the inside line of 287, which is Noah Rubens. So through he goes. Brett Ward shows his hand to say sorry for that, but he's got the job done. And also following through there as well is 225, which is the machine of Nicholas Scholl from the 5th row of the grid. So both of these championship contenders doing well to carve their way through on the early laps as they cross the line. It's out front for Ben Waldridge. Second place then for 266, which is Christopher Chennai. Third place is Ben Ward at the end of that first lap. Behind him in 4th place from 9th on the grid is Nicholas Scholl, and Noah Ruvers sits there in 5th position as well. So great starts from all of them as they hit the curbs at turns 5 and 6 on towards the back straight for a second time. And Brett Ward now is on the chase to try and catch up with the top 2 who are about to change, because down the inside line goes Christopher Chennai to take the lead away from Ben Waldridge, and Brett Ward is going to try and steal a march as well as he gets the flick-flack there. He gets a good run down towards turn number 10. Can he make a move on the outside line? Nope. He'll try and cut back on the exit down towards turn 11, and Brett Ward is alongside Ben Waldridge. So the two Brits going hammer and tongue at the minute on this second lap. He gets a good run through the hairpin, but not quite alongside. So they stay in formation. Christopher Chennai will end lap 2 ahead this time. Ben Waldridge there in second, but under attack now from Brett Ward, who tries to pull out, but not quite enough speed on the run down towards turn number 1. So Brett Ward now has to stay there in third every single corner. Brett Ward is trying to find a way through, which he needs to do if he wants to get the best position for the pre-final tomorrow. So he is now under attack from the man behind, which is Nicholas Scholl. He's come into the mix with the top 4 front runners who go line astern off the back straight. Just watch these through turn 8, see what happens if there's any move amongst them. Nope, they stay in good formation, but again Brett Ward trying his best to get through. Let's see if he has a lunge. Ben Waldridge though does have a lunge at turn number 10, so through he goes and he takes Brett Ward with him. So both of them go through on Christopher Chennai. Now working their way through turn 11, I think as well. Noah Ruvers Nicholas Scholl has gone through as well up into 3rd place. So all of the 3 front runners now through past Christopher Chennai. Didn't last too long, did it, with Christopher out front in the lead of the race. But lap now 3 completed. Onto lap 4 we go, and into the lead has now gone Brett Ward. So a great move at turn 1 means our championship leader now leads the way. Reigning champion is, of course, not here this year, Berke Besler, but last year's runner-up Brett Ward is there, trying to go one better this season. Ben Waldred has now recorded the quickest lap of the race, 51.580. Sits there in second place, just off the tail of Brett Ward as they work their way through the hairpin again at turn number 8. What's happening further back, I'll just take a glance at the timing screen to let you know. In 5th place is Noah Ruvers. 6th place then is going to be Roberto Manducci. 7th place is Hugo Anderson. 8th place for Daniel Stell. 9th place is Jana Gewurz. He's had a bad start to this race. And then 10th place for Sebastian Grande. All of those run inside the top 10 at the end of that previous lap. Through we go once more then. Brett Ward still out front now by 0.2 of a second. Ben Waldridge right on his tail in second place. Slight gap now starting to form between Waldridge and Scholl, who runs on his own there in 3rd place, because he's also shaken off the attentions of Christopher Chenight, who's now under attack from Noah Ruvers in kart 287. So those two are together. Top 2 out front are together. It's just, as I said, Nicholas Scholl on his own there in 3rd place. And you've got 2 more behind that as well, which is the machine of Roberto Manducci, and he's been charged hard by Hugo Anderson. So those 2 are together. We've got Noah's Ark style here, 2 by 2 by 2. Only one on his own is our 3rd place man, Nicholas Scholl, for the time being. As the leaders run their way through out of the left-hander at turn 12, on towards the right-hander at turn 13, and another lap ticked off as we head towards half-race distance. On to lap 6 we now go, as the rest of the chasing back head their way through. That is Noah Ruvers, been fought hard with Christopher Chenight, so Christopher's lost another place now as the top 2 get very close there through turn 5. Heading our way now on towards the right-hander at turn 6. Can Brett Ward make a move at the end of the back straight this time through? Well, the screen would say otherwise, because Ben Waldridge, again, still the quickest man out there on circuit. Last time through at 51.060. In fact, Brett has gone to the lead, hasn't he? Yes, so Brett Ward has in fact gone through whilst I was looking at something else. So Brett has gone past. Ben Waldridge now down to 2nd. But Ben is still the quickest man on circuit. Get very close to qualifying pace at the minute between these 2. Another lap ticked off here, so more pace now starting to be shown from Brett Ward as he goes through, and he records the quickest lap of the race, down below 51 second lap time now, only just 50.995 for Brett Ward. He can't relax, so he's still got right in his tail Ben Waldridge as they turn their way on towards the back straight once more. Let's see if Brett is going to feel the pressure down at the end of the back straight. They head their way down towards turn 7, but Ben Waldridge won't try anything stupid, I don't think. He's not in a chance of the championship. He finds himself quite a way down, in fact. Ben is not featuring inside the top 10, in fact not even inside the top 20, at 21st place. Only taken part in 2 rounds this year. He missed the 2nd round at Salisbury in France. He's gone back to the lead briefly there as Brett Ward fights back again. He gets alongside and pulls clear out front. So Brett Ward did lose the lead for one corner, but Brett Ward points to his helmet to say, come on Ben, start to think about this one, let's try and work together and try and pull away out front here. And that's I think what Ben will do for a little while, but then towards the end of the race it will be Ben's chance to try and attack and take the lead away from Brett Ward. But for now, Brett still leads. Ben Waldridge 2nd, just 1/10 of a second adrift. 3rd place is out of Nicholas Scholl. 4th place then for Noah Ruvers. 5th place is Christopher Chenight. 6th place for the Swede Hugo Anderson. 7th place is Roberto Manducci. 8th place for Daniel Stell. 9th place is Jan Gewurz, and 10th place is Isaac Voltonen, who's moved up from pretty much the back of the grid in this race. So Isaac has done well to get himself inside the top 10. Top 2 head towards us once more then. Still Brett Ward ahead of Ben Waldridge as they negotiate turns 12 and 13. On towards the straight once more. Lap 8 is now ticked off, and they have a nice advantage in hand over Nicholas Scholl, which has now grown to 1.8 seconds. They are very comfortable in 1st and 2nd places, so if they want to fight they can. They won't lose too much time, but if they do it too often, then the gap between them and 3rd place man will come down. Brett Ward has improved his lap time further, 50.822 on that previous lap. There's still a good fight going on for 3rd place. You can just see now coming into picture, that's between Nicholas Scholl, Noah Ruvers and Christopher Chenight, but it's all action out front, and that's where our eyes need to be focused for the time being, because Brett Ward is a man who's having to defend really, really hard. Ben Waldridge trying his best to get through every opportunity, but I think he'll need to be a little bit closer if he wants to have a full attempt at taking the lead away from Brett. 3rd, 4th and 5th come through the final turn as well. Still Scholl ahead of Noah Ruvers and Christopher Chenight. They've now bunched themselves together, and then we've got the fight for 6th, 7th and 8th as well, which is Hugo Anderson with the likes of Roberto Manducci and Daniel Stell rounding out the top 8 at the end of lap number 9. Brett's gone even quicker, the British racer, 50.607. So he now finds himself 0.3 of a second clear at the minute, which is bearable. But Ben Waldridge will probably have, again, one last gasp on the last lap of the race. As the fight for third heads its way down towards the right-handed hairpin at turn 10. Let's see if Noah Rubers can get through here, or if the man at the back, Christopher Chennai, can assert himself back inside the top 3. He had the lead early on, but he lost that to Brett Ward and Ben Waldridge. Both of those worked hard together to get themselves through. As onto the last lap, we now go for the race leaders. Ward and Waldridge go through. Does Brett Ward improve any further? No, but he dropped down slightly there to a 50.6. So Ben Waldridge and Brett Ward remain just under half a second apart. But it's getting more comfortable now for Brett Ward, just starting to stretch his legs. He gets his head down, nice run off the back straight in towards turn 7. He now goes. And Brett Ward looking very, very good in this one. He started third on the grid. He had a little bit of a disappointing qualifying session, but all things on race day do come to his favour. So Brett Ward has done the job so far. He's just got a couple of corners now to go. Down towards the hairpin at turn 11, he'll head, and that will just be the left-right flick of turns 12 and 13 to end the lap and end this senior race, the second of the day. A first win is going to go the way of Brett Ward through the final corner. Checker flag at the ready, and Brett Ward comes through to take the first win for himself in the senior class. He's got still 2 more heats to go. Let's see if it can be a perfect formation for him. Of course, at one point in this action today, he'll come up against Mark Kimber, and that's probably going to be one of his toughest opponents on track this weekend. Second place in this race goes the way of Ben Waldridge. He was half a second back at the flag. Third place to Nicholas Scholl. Good hardy ride from him from what was 9th on the grid. Then behind we had Noah Rivers and Christopher Chennai in 4th and 5th places. But again, a 9.5 minute race there for the seniors. Brett Ward the winner by half a second after 11 laps have been completed. Behind him was Ben Waldridge. He comes through in 2nd place. Good fight between Team Evolution and Ulita Energy. Then 3rd place for Nicholas Scholl for Strawberry Racing. 4th place go the way of Noah Rivers. 5th place for Christopher Chennai. Swedish racer Hugo Anderson comes through in 6th, and the Italian Roberto Manducci on home soil comes through in 7th. 8th place goes the way of Daniel Stell. 9th place for Jana Gewurz, and 10th place for Isaac Baltonen. Then we saw Patrick Nasher in 11th with Sebastian de Grande 12th. 13th place for Manuel Gala for Torna. 14th place for Tom Nippers. 15th place for David Remy. And 16th place goes to Dimitri Fick, who started from the back of the grid. But Brett Ward goes back to the awning a happy man.